Gordon! Who has the hardest nipples in Europe? So rather than coming to terms with the fact that they loved robbing, they became a robber, because cutting glass with your nipples to gain entry to a jewellery shop is easier than learning to deal with your feelings.
Gwen Stefani?
No! Two guys! What? Gwen Stefani.
I used to quite like her album, actually, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And didn't know better.
I liked her before she went all pop back in the No Doubt days.
Oh, was she in No Doubt?
Yeah, man.
Was she? Oh, I didn't even realise that.
No way.
I obviously didn't care for her that much.
Yeah, not to do any kind of background research.
I don't even remember what the album was called. It was probably self-titled, to be honest.
Yeah, probably.
And I couldn't even begin to tell you what some of the songs were. But if I heard them, I'd be like, that's Gwen Stefani.
There was that song about bananas.
Oh, yeah. It's Bananas.
That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's
Yep.
a horrible song.
Yeah.
That was on that album, though, so I must have liked it.
I never realised, right? I just thought that was some random line. But when I grew up a bit, I listened back to it and realised that when she said, this shit is bananas, like she meant like this, whatever, this event is crazy.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, I used, because people go, oh, fucking hell, mate, this is bananas. Meaning this is mental. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And I just used to think it was some kind of bizarre line, like, there's a piece of shit on the floor, it is made of bananas. Like, I was like, what the hell does that even mean?
To be honest, I think that's what I was thinking. I never really thought into it, though, to be honest. But
Neither. It's one of those shower moments, you just sat there, dick in hand, having a good tug, and you're like, hang on a minute.
What, in the shower?
Yeah. Easy to wash away, innit?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
All that shame and...
Self-cleaning.
Exactly.
I mean, all this time she could have gone, the shit is crazy, Crazyy.
Yeah, I think that's probably why she went for the bananas. Fits better.
Maybe. In more ways than one.
Oh, totally, yeah. The bigger the better.
In the shower.
Where else am I going to do it, mate?
While you're there. Should have done the bunch.
Goals, mate. You got to work up. As soon as you do one, what's the point?
Thankfully, some of them come plastic wrapped now.
Exactly, yeah. Pre-protectioned is what I call them.
It is. Oh, what if you get one of those that's got the little venomous spider from overseas?
Oh, well, thanks for ruining my favourite pastime.
Sorry. Hey, I'm just looking out for you.
Well,
do you want me to help you?
If you wouldn't mind. Been asking you for months.
All right.
Dropping subtle little hints.
I'll make sure my buddy's all right.
It's very kind of you. Give it a little wash first with your mouth. In front of me on your knees. Just make sure it's clean.
Oh, it's horrible.
All right, anyway, yeah. Moving on. Hello and welcome to episode 110 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I'm the world's best jewellery thief, which is why I partnered with this guy. It's Diamond Nipples. Nips, how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Sorry, I know you never expected me to say your mob name on the podcast, but...
Oh, you've made it public now. That's it.
I have. I just felt like you might want to put yourself out there a bit more and really let the audience get to know you. Just 100%. So, Diamond Nips. Diamonde Nippes. That's what they call you on the streets, isn't it? Diamonde Nippers.
Well, I tell you what, Ian.
Yep.
If my nips are a little diamondy, it probably goes along with my wife because, I mean, this is the weirdest segue ever, but I'm going with it. Yesterday, we ended up going to Toyota to do a finance review on my wife's car.
Right.
Long story short.
You stole it.
Yes.
Nice.
The whole Toyota building.
Get out, this is mine now. Diamond Nip strikes again.
It's in my back garden. Doesn't fit.
Move the shed.
Yeah. No, we ended up somehow getting roped into test driving some cars.
Of course.
And anyway, long story short, tomorrow she's got a new car coming.
No way.
Well, no, I'm saying it as if it's a kind of a non-moment thing, but actually, there was a little bit of thought in her that she's wanted to change her car and get something just slightly nicer.
Okay.
And so she did, and it's just going to be an extra £30 a month.
Okay, well, that's not a bad upgrade, I guess.
And also, on top of that, it's 20,000 miles less, and it's 2 years younger.
Whoa, very nice.
So that's nice. And, oh yeah, our insurance has gone down as a result.
Hey, fucking A.
So,
win all round.
Fucking quids in.
Yeah.
They don't call me Diamond Nips for nothing.
It's a tricycle, isn't it?
It is.
As long as it gets it from A to B.
It's actually that three-wheeler that Mr. Bean keeps
Keeps knocking off
over.
the road.
It was a bargain price.
I'll keep my eye out for it on the road.
Oh, yeah. If you see it on its side, just flip it back for me.
Nah.
Okay.
Point and laugh, that's my motto.
Are you going to flip it the wrong way?
Yeah, I'll just continue to flip it wronger onto its back.
It would be like the other week when I came over to you and we had some drinks and we played Grand Theft Auto 3.
We did.
On your son's Switch. Mm-hmm. And didn't play any part of the game other than create loads of cheats and destroy things.
Yeah, because for anyone that doesn't know, if you had GTA on the PlayStation when it first came out and you could do cheats to get like the tank and weapons and...
The police stars as well.
Yeah, the police stars and like health and armor and all that sort of stuff. They work on the fucking Switch, bro.
Oh, God. Fucking bros started again.
Sorry. It's just my habit now. It'll die out soon, okay? Just let it run its course.
I hope so. I am questioning my friendship.
Just calm down, bro.
Yeah, right, that's it.
Well, Jordan, I have something funny to tell you.
Please, I was fucking hoping so.
Well, do you remember the other day when I spoke about crabapple juice in that intro question?
Oh, yeah, and I didn't realise crab apples were a thing.
I wasn't going to bring that up. I was going to let that embarrassment die in the past, but yeah, fair enough.
Well, I thought I'll get there before you do, but go on.
I was just going to say, do you remember that we were speaking about, we wondered how it would taste?
Oh, yeah, and I was thinking it would be all seafoody.
Exactly. Well, a colleague of mine the other day came up to me at work and was like, crabapple juice. And he's like, yeah, you spoke about that in the podcast. I was like, yeah, I did, yeah. And he was like, well, funny story for you. My dad, me speaking as him, he said, my dad, he doesn't speak like that, but, you know, bit of differentiation in between us two. So my dad had a crabapple tree in his garden when we grew up, and the neighbour used to come and take them all and make cider from them.
Oh.
He said that one day this neighbour brought the crabapple cider to their house and was like, yeah, have a little taste. And they had a little sip.
Sounds like a good neighbour.
Yeah, well.
Uh-oh.
This is what we speculated, because apparently it tasted like utter shit.
Okay, not such a good neighbour.
No, but what we speculated was that this neighbour crushed up, I don't know, like fucking batteries or something, poured all the acid out, mixed it with piss and was like, here, taste this. So that they would be like, oh God, yeah, that's horrible. Have all the crab apples. Take them. You know, we don't want them. You can have them all.
Oh.
And they were like, ha 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 ha, rubbing their little hands together like a fucking fly or something.
All a ruse so that they can uplift the crabapple tree.
Precisely. So they can have them all for themselves. It's a bit of a dirty trick, but that just left me questioning. Is it nice or is it not? Was this person playing a prank or were they not? I want to know. I need to know how crabapple cider tastes.
I'm sure you can probably buy the stuff. Or maybe you can't. Maybe it's that bad.
Yeah, no one wants to buy it.
Even the supermarket basics have said, oh God, no.
Absolutely not. 5p an apple? I don't care. It's horrible.
Get me that GMO stuff.
But yeah, that's my little story for you.
Interesting, okay. Just a question, you may not be able to answer this, though.
I can answer any question that is thrown at me, mate. I am quite intelligent, so hit me.
I mean, you are, but I know you can answer it, but whether it's truthful or not, I don't know.
You want a correct answer. Fine. Ask me anyway.
My question is, this neighbour that made the terrible apple cider, what actually happened to the future apples? Did they end up actually taking them?
Yeah. Apparently they used to come and take them every year.
Oh, wow.
Like, it wasn't just once and then they made some and they were like, oh, taste it. It was like every year. And this was like, I don't know, 10 years coming into the garden and removing the apples that they were like, yeah, have a taste.
Do you reckon they made crap cider every year just to prove the point?
Maybe.
Like, oh, God, it's worse this year. Thank God you gave them to us.
Possibly. I mean, I couldn't tell you. That's as far as I got.
Oh, I thought you had the answers to everything. Sorry.
I do. Just not now. That was a blanket statement, meaning that I could have them. You know, so technically, as time is just one big wibbly space circle, the past, the present, and the future are all happening at one point. So right now, technically, I do have the answers. I just don't know I have them yet.
Okay, well, Brian Cox, shall we move forward?
Yeah, why not? So, Jordan, what are you going to be going into today?
Well, Ian, we'll get to it a little bit more later, but I'll tease you with the fact that, of course, later on this week, at the weekend, it is, of course, Valentines.
Wait, what? Shit, yeah. Oh, I need to buy a present.
It's all right. Blow it, Betty doesn't care.
She doesn't, you're right. She's a good egg.
She doesn't mind. So I have got for you some not-so-romantic Valentines things for you.
Smash in.
And I will tell you a little bit more about that when it gets to it.
Okie dokie. And may I say, I am glad that you have done some Valentine-themed content, because I completely neglected the fact that that's happening.
I thought you might, which is why I did. So anyway, Ian, what have you got for us today that is not so Valentine's themed?
Well, Jordan, I thought that I'd kind of take a little break from the heavy and the hard-hitting cases that I've been bringing you recently. You know, people being abducted, experimenting on, birthing machines, people going missing, and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, horrible.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm about. What goes through my mind, if I have to think about it, you should too. But today, I just thought I'd focus on a couple of alien encounters that just seem a little bit funny. They're those kind of stories that just seem like an obscure comedy. They make you laugh, they make you scratch your head, because if aliens aren't weird enough, what do you say about aliens that, I don't know, feed you? Something like that. Would that be a little bit weird?
Feed me?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a dream.
Well, mate, prepare to rest your head, because it is coming up.
Nice.
Shall we just go?
Feed me.
Picture this. It's April 18th, 1961, in Eagle River, Wisconsin. This is a kind of sleepy little town where the biggest scandal is probably someone stealing your newspaper or daring to cut their grass at dinner time.
Bastards.
Joe Sinnington, a 60-year-old chicken farmer, is out in his garden minding his own business when suddenly the quiet morning is interrupted by a sound.
What sound, Ian?
It's nothing like he's used to or has ever heard before. This isn't the gentle cluck of a happy little chicken or the rustle of leaves in the breeze. This is a metallic whooshing noise, like somebody has picked up and thrown a blender into a wind tunnel.
Wow.
Get it?
Get it.
You sound a little confused there, but it's fine, because so was Joe. And he looks up, and what does he see? A mother-clucking UFO.
Wow, and I see what you did there.
Thank you, chicken farm, you got it? Nice. No chance of maybe it's a plane kind of saucer off in the distance. This thing is a textbook UFO. Big, shiny, and descending like it's about to park right on his f***ing face.
That would be dangerous.
A little bit, yeah. Move out the way, Joe. Back up a little bit, pal. I mean, it's got its four-ways on, so if it does land on your face, mate, you're going to be the one liable. You're in the wrong. But Joe, being the sturdy, beautiful hunk of a Midwestern man that he is, he doesn't run, he doesn't even duck, he just stands there.
All right, he's a bit of a loon.
He's f***ing hard, mate.
I mean...
So would I be if I saw a UFO. They'd be like, nope, back up. Get out of here. But sure enough, the saucer lands, and a hatch opens. And from this open door, out steps three beings. Not your classic little grey men, though. Joe described them as having dark Italian-like features.
What?
His words, not mine. And let's be honest, Jordan, I heard it in your voice then. What the f*** does that even mean?
What, were they just like making pasta?
What the f*** knows, mate? They came out going, hey! Oh.
Do you like my focaccia?
Maybe they just were Italian people who invented a flying ship.
Possibly, yeah.
But for the sake of the story, let's continue on the line of thinking that they are aliens. But Jordan, here is where things get super f***ing strange. One of these aliens, holding a shiny jug, motions to Joe. And Joe somehow understands that they're asking for water.
Oh, to make the pasta.
Possibly. Hey, hold up a tin of tomato sauce. Good. Bolognese?
These are the best San Marzano money can buy.
Hey, spaghetti face, get me some water. But Joe somehow understands that they are asking for water. Most people would most likely be screaming, fainting, or at least calling the police. But not our big hunk of a man Joe. No. He goes, grabs a bucket, fills it up, and kindly hands it over like it's just another day on the farm.
Oh.
Cool guy.
Definitely a loon.
The aliens take the water, and as thanks, one of them goes back onto the craft, gets on a griddle, and starts cooking up what Joe described as pancakes.
When you said that, I was interpreting that as in this alien gets themselves on the griddle.
Cook me!
And just serves himself.
We have to be kind.
We are delicious.
Jump me. No, Jordan, they cook up a mean stack of some delicious pancakes. They come back out, hand him a stack, and Joe, being Joe, takes one and eats it. He later described it as tough, flavourless, and really not worth the wait.
Ah, ungrateful and a loon.
Didn't tip. Afterwards, Joe does report this to local authorities. The Air Force even gets involved. They test the pancakes, which they have in their hand, but they were apparently made of earthly ingredients. flour, sugar, and all of that jazz. But that doesn't explain the UFO and the beings, or what gave the aliens any kind of idea that bland pancakes were a good trade for a bucket of water. Get your act together, visiting creatures.
It's very true, yeah. Also, you would expect that aliens are very advanced, forward-thinking.
Well, you'd think, yeah.
You would expect so if they're able to traverse as far as they supposedly can do.
Yeah.
So why have they not realised that outside taps are a thing? Or rivers and lakes?
I don't know what they wanted the water for. I mean, would you go and happily take a little glug of some lake water?
That's saying that they are ingesting it, but still, do you mean that they don't have some sort of purification device?
Maybe they ran out?
Do they not have a Brita jug?
You'll have to ask them yourself, mate.
I'll leave it, actually. It's fine. I don't really care.
I'm not sure of the international phone code for Italy. Just shoot off an email.
Fair enough.
But, Jordan, the fun does not end there, because I have another story for you.
Beautiful.
So let's now jump to November 9th in 1979 in Livingston in Scotland.
Oh, a little closer to home.
Oh, absolutely, pal. And Jordan, I'd like to introduce you to a man named Robert Taylor.
Good old Bobby T.
Good to meet you, Bobby T. So Bobby T is a forestry worker, a no-nonsense type of a hunk of a guy who spends his days dealing with trees and not aliens. But on this particular day, he was in for a bit of a wee different work day. Robert is out in the woods with his trusty dog. It's peaceful, serene, just him, his pooch, and nature. Sounds delicious. But that is until he stumbles upon something that he ain't used to seeing out in the woods. In the middle of a clearing is a UFO! Not a vague light in the sky or something off in the distance. What are you laughing at?
You see something he doesn't often see. An Italian.
I can't find him on my way home.
Making a delicious pizza in the woods.
Yeah, that'd been a well better thing to give him, wouldn't it?
That'd be all right.
Maybe he was in the middle of making a pizza, and Joe was just like, just give me the fucking food. And he was like, fine. He just gave him the base. And Joe looked at it and was like, oh, pancake.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Tastes like shit, this.
Tasteless, yeah. I mean, it was made of flour and stuff.
Not really flavourful, is it? So it's just Joe being an impatient.
They should have gone for a lovely tiramisu.
That'd have been better.
Would have been great.
And I want tiramisu. Thanks, Jordan.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm so angry.
You'll get over it.
Anyway, where was I? So this thing was not off in the distance, flying around the sky. This thing was right there, right in front of his husky face. It's big, metallic, and hovering a few feet off the ground. Robert later described it as looking like a giant dome with spikes, because apparently aliens love making their ships look as menacing as possible.
Interesting. I've never seen that look before.
That depiction of a UFO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Maybe, good old, what's his name? Bobby T here is, making it up.
Well, possibly. We'll see.
Probably not, though, because there is evidence. So Robbie Boy is staring at this thing, trying to process just what the he's seeing, when all of a sudden, the UFO makes a move. Two smaller spiked orbs drop from the ship to the ground and begin rolling towards him. And as if the spikes weren't bad enough, these things have grabby arms.
Wow.
They reach Rob, latch onto his legs, ripping his trousers, and begin dragging him towards the ship.
Oh, God. That is the stuff of nightmares.
That's not what you want, is it? Like, you go out for a nice day at work, you're like, I can't really be bothered. The last thing you want is to be pulled into a UFO by two grubby-armed spiky orbs.
That's, yeah, don't trust Italians.
We don't see the occupants of this ship, so they could have been from, I don't know, Latvia for all we know.
Okay, don't trust Italians or Latvians.
Just don't trust anyone.
Just to be sure.
Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
Don't even trust yourself.
All right.
See that reflection in the mirror? Punch it!
I can't. I already did that.
Every time I try to punch him, he punches me.
Yeah, we're so in sync.
Don't trust him, Jordan. So at this point, Robert does what anyone would do in this situation, which is, Jordan, tell me, what would you do?
Hope to wake up from the nightmare?
Okay. Anything else?
You would try your best to, like, grab onto something, wouldn't you, and stop being dragged closer?
That is a very good point. You know, find one of those protruding roots sticking out the ground, grab on for dear life.
You would at least try, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'd probably throw my dog at it. That's what I'd do.
And you don't even have a dog?
Well, this guy had a dog, so I'm putting myself in his shoes.
Oh, right, okay.
I'd just grab Fido, be like, boy, get your teeth out, and lob the dog.
Oh, poor dog. Okay.
That's what he's trained for. Alien attack dog, that's what they're called.
Oh, right, okay.
AAD.
Well done.
Thanks. I'm clever. Well, Jordan, our guy Rob does the f***ing opposite. He faints. He just full-on conks out in the forest whilst being dragged to, for all he knows, could be his doom.
So this is also Darwin Awards.
Yes, a little bit. It's a little bit that way. Add it to your list.
Okay.
But luckily, he does wake up. And when he comes to, the UFO is gone. There's no spiked orbs. Just Robert, his torn trousers, and his dog probably wondering what the funky time just happened. Robbie Boy stumbles back to his work vehicle and, still dazed, somehow manages to drive home. His wife takes one look at him, scratched up, trousers shredded, and calls the police. The authorities investigate, and they do find unusual marks in the clearing where Robert said the UFO had landed, and even find traces of his torn trousers. The police file the whole thing as an assault, and that was it. Case closed. End of story. So, was it aliens, a huge prank orchestrated by the best practical joker Scotland has ever seen, or did Robert just have the unluckiest alien-filled day ever? Either way, it is proof that aliens are real, they are gits, and they have absolutely no respect for a man's trousers.
Fair enough, yeah. Odd one.
Yeah, bit of a strange story.
I don't think either of them have much in way of evidence, though.
Well, there were the marks, there were the evidence that something was there on the floor.
Okay.
And why would his trousers be torn up?
He could... I mean, we've discovered he's a bit of a loon.
Well, Joe had a pancake. Where's he going to get that from?
Well, I mean, he could be trying. He's a bit loony, so he doesn't really put much effort into it.
Yeah, try explain that one, smart ass.
And also ripped trousers. I mean, he's out in the woods. He's knocked himself out, potentially. Anything could happen. He could have slid down and scuffed all his trousers on the way.
That's a fair point. But they did find traces of the trousers. So they would have been in the clearing where he said it was, next to the marks on the floor. What do you say? That, Jordan.
Is that strange? Is that so impossible?
Yep. Well, you can't fall down a flat area, can you? Just fall on the floor and start tumbling.
Well, you never know.
Well, yeah, I'm just reporting the facts here, Jordan.
Okay.
It is up to me to tell you the stories, and it is up to you to debunk them.
He might just have two left feet. He's really bad at walking, especially in the woods. It's covered with big twigs.
Fell up a tree somehow.
Yeah. Interesting story, though. I really like the story aspect of it.
Yeah.
But it's just that, isn't it? Just a story.
A true story, yes.
No. It's just a load of interesting mind-noodling.
Stories, yes. Accurate retellings of events, correct.
You could think that, but probably most won't.
I think probably a lot do.
Well, let us know. Shall we put up a poll?
If you want. It's only going to be me that answers it.
Fair enough.
And we'll just be in the same position we are right now. You saying it didn't happen and me saying it did.
Well, either way, Ian, that was a lovely way to pass a little bit of time. So thank you for telling the probably not so true stories. You're
very welcome, Jordan. I just thought it'd give us all a little bit of a laugh. A little bit of respite, especially before next week's episode, because, mate, hard-hitting.
Oh, right, okay.
Soul-destroying, mate.
Oh, dear.
So horrible.
So hard-hitting, soul-destroying.
So I've been told. I've heard it on the grapevine.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Ian.
You're very welcome. Right now I am nicely loosened up and ready to take a couple bananas as you tell me some Valentine's Day stories.
Well, Ian, as I said, Valentine's is indeed coming up this weekend. And by now you probably know that I normally like to keep the romantic theme.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
You're a romantic bitch.
I am, except for this year. Because it's not so much about the romance.
Whoa.
You know the typical saying, men only are after one thing.
So I've heard. I'm still yet to discover what that is, but apparently I'm after it, and it's only one thing.
Very true. Well, Ian, today I've got the alternate reality of that very saying.
Oh, God.
So I have for you an Ask Women thread on Reddit where they were asked the question, what the most extreme thing you've done to get laid?
Okay.
So that's right, Ian. Us typical blokes can now get a sneak peek inside the mind of some women from around the world.
Oh, God. I have read some similar threads to this, and the answers are always probably not something you can put in a podcast.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't know what you've been reading, but...
Pornhub comments.
Oh, you've read them.
Shit, sorry. It's completely content.
You know that it's bad, don't you, when you have to go on the private browsing?
Oh, yeah. God, all my browsing is private, mate.
So,
I am buckled, mate.
all right, so let us begin. So remember, the question is, what's the most extreme thing you've done to get laid?
And this is asked from the perspective of women.
Yes, the answers are from women.
Nice, okay.
One says, I let him explain his PC build.
Oh.
Another one says,
Wait, hang on a sec. Before you move on, right? If you're not interested in something like PCs or home-built computers or whatever, that person must have been some form of Adonis, something f***ing special.
well, I think you'll soon find that some of these women are not looking for long-term romance.
Still, I mean, if you... The choice is download Tinder and find someone else if that's what you're looking for, or listen to a 3-hour spiel about a computer.
Hey, you never know. She might work at Curry's now.
Maybe, yeah. Full f***ing expert.
She's got her own business. It was the best time of her life. How about this is where someone says, at a skate park, stood just off the pavement, announced loudly, who wants to fuck?
Oh, God.
Then promptly went off and fucked around in the bushes with 2 of the skaters.
Fucking hell.
Someone comments, the skaters did a lot of sliding that day. Another lady said, asked a guy up front if he wanted me to bring a bottle of wine over to his and sit on him. He was giving mixed signals and I was like, sod it. Not very edgy, but I got laid. So all's well that ends well.
Nice one. So she brought the bottle of wine, he got sat on, and the pickle got hidden. Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
Nice. Happy times all round.
A good time had by all. Another lady says, set a couch on fire in a parking lot. He was a chaotic anarchist type, so I thought that kind of stuff was cool. I was 19. Lol.
Lol. Don't end your fucking sentence with lol.
It sounds like she's still 19.
Did it work?
Well, I'm assuming so.
Well, she just said, that's what she did with the intention of getting laid, but she didn't say whether she got it or not.
She says, oh yeah, it was the best time ever. Lol.
Okay, right. Had good sex. Ruffle.
Yes. How about, Iain, where another lady said, I wore a super skimpy bikini to the beach. I'll try that again, shall I?
No. Leave it as that. That's hilarious. Bikini.
I wore a super skimpy. What did I say? Like
bikini.
Bikini, did I say?
Yeah. Like Lamborghini, but
oh, perfect.
I'm gonna the last bit.
I'm gonna re-say it. I wore a soupy skimpy. I can't even fucking read. I'm now overthinking it.
Say it 3 times fast.
I wore a super skimpy bikini to the beach on a second date. Needless to say, we weren't at a beach at all.
Where were they?
I don't know, but I mean, I guess what she's trying to say, probably in better words than I was just then, was that she was just trying to, maybe seduce him by wearing something super skimpy like a bikini at a place that's not a beach.
Well, they go to Morrison's Cafe or something like that.
Job office.
Yeah.
Job centre.
I'm just meeting my date. He's taking me to the job centre. I better wear my bikini.
It is -3 out, but that's all right. He's got somewhere to hang his coat.
She can fucking join you in your jewellery heists.
How about, was it my 8-month dry spell? Oh dear.
8 months, is that it?
Met a guy on MySpace, and that just tells you how long ago this was.
Oh yeah.
He came to my job. We met. My manager even let me take an early day because she knew about my 8-month dry spell.
Good lord.
That's a good manager.
Cool boss.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have just helped her out and shagged her. Right, you're staying in work, get in the toilet, I'll end your spell and you can get back to writing your reports.
Oh, God. That feels like that would be the wrong thing to do in a workplace environment, Iain.
You're wearing your sexy bikini today, yeah? The super skimpy one.
Someone else says, took a 2-hour ferry and drove 3 hours. Totally worth it.
Well, I mean, that doesn't seem worth it. What, for 3 minutes of fun time?
I mean, it could be multiple sessions of, doesn't specify.
Well, even if you go 10 times, that's still only half an hour.
They could have stayed for a week.
Thousands of hours of happy fun time.
I'm not sure you have that much in a week, but okay.
They'd have gone through many a bikini.
I'm sure they would. Someone else says, my fat, non-running butt ran around our expensive campus with a guy I liked just because he was a runner. Felt like dying the day after.
Well, if you get down that hard, sometimes it can make you feel a little bit sore the next day.
Oh, is that the case?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I'm knackered today for some reason.
Are you? Yeah. Late night.
Yeah, still in my bikini from last night.
Oh, God.
This is becoming another shrub.
It really is, isn't it?
Need to stop. Need to stop with the bikinis.
Bikini wearing shrub.
Sexy shrub.
Slept under a dude's bed because his mum was batshit crazy and religious, and it was too late for me to go home. I spent the entire night whispering to him about how I was going to step on his balls when I got out from under there. I was pissed.
What, like as a kinky thing or like an angry thing?
No, like I'm going to chop your thing off because you annoyed me.
Okay, you're in trouble kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Can you imagine if he didn't know that she was there and he thought she'd left, and all night he's just laid in bed terrified because he hears this, I'm going to stand on your balls. Either scared or erect.
If that's what it was, come out and play.
That's terrified me even more than it would have done.
Someone else says, drove 12 hours there and back, travelled there via aeroplane a few times, never asked for a visit from him or a penny for transportation. I suspected he was on probation or parole and didn't want him to have to explain why he couldn't travel out of state. Early 20s me was strange.
Yeah.
That whole thing of, like meet someone halfway clearly wasn't on this guy's agenda.
Oh, God, no. I mean, she said she assumed he was on probation or something like that.
Yes.
Why not just ask?
I suppose. I mean, if it's a bit of a fling and you don't really know them, I don't know. Is that the wrong thing to say?
I don't know, mate.
I mean, after you've just been sucking him off, it's probably not too bad to ask him, is it?
Exactly, yeah.
At the end of the day.
I can still taste you. By the way, are you able to travel out of state?
That ankle bracelet looks odd.
Very stylish. Where did you get that from? I got it from my buddy Diamond Nips. Half price.
Yeah, it was worth it. Someone else gives 3 examples here. One is slept on a man's front porch until he got home from work.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit stalkerish. Number 2 was on a girls' trip, shelled out for a fancy hotel room for alone time and probably broke it in. I remember having rug burn.
Oh, no, where?
I'll leave it to your imagination.
Well, I was just thinking, depending on what position you're in, if it's knees, then, that's the typical place you'd probably expect it. But if you were, if it was missionary, she's got fucking rug burn from neck to tailbone, right down the back.
Oh, God.
Like a go faster stripe.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And painful.
Yeah, moving on. Example 3 was bought 10 pizzas. Fucking hell. What's going on today? Bought 10 pizzas to feed a bachelor party just so I could lure a man away from it.
Wow. Predatory pizza priorities.
We've done enough discussion on this lady.
Mental.
So, Ian, these are the things from the minds of ladies from around the world.
Okay.
And they say men are after one thing.
I am glad I have found my wife now because I'm scared of women again.
You don't have to keep doing this. Sick of sleeping on porches.
Yeah, buying 10 pizzas.
Got expensive. Do you know how much they are these days?
Exactly, yeah. My back's killing me from all the rug burn.
Wait, whereabouts? No, we're not going there.
Right on the rug, pal. Burnt to buggery.
Someone else says, this is a slightly lengthy one, but it just goes to show what goes through some people's minds.
Okay.
I was travelling alone internationally and thought, why not? I'll use the dating apps on travel mode and see what happens. I matched and struck some fun conversation with a local and everything was going well. But then the morning of the day we were supposed to meet, the app froze.
Oh no.
And stopped working for me, I know. No matter how many times I tried to delete and re-download, I was pissed.
can imagine.
I was so close to ending my dry spell, and I didn't want him to think I had ghosted him. But then I remembered that he had given me his address.
Oh, Lord.
Just so I could see the distance from the hotel place to his.
She's going to turn up at his house, isn't she?
Well, and sure enough, Apple Maps had it in recents. So that evening...
Better get on your best bikini.
So that evening, my crazy ass hopped on the rental scooter and zoomed over there. It was only a 20-minute ride, so not too terrible, but my hands were numb. It was freezing.
Ugh.
Turns out his place was one of those giant multi-family houses, and I had no clue which unit he was in. And since I only knew the first name he went by on Bumble, I had to ring a couple of doors first. I finally got to his, but he didn't answer. And I was like, oh God, he's not here. What do I do? So I tried ringing the final neighbour left that I hadn't tried.
Labour.
And I realised too late as she opened the door that apparently his mother lived in the unit below him.
Sugar.
Was she wearing a bikini?
Maybe. She opened the door wearing some skimpy bikini and my jaw dropped.
I literally showed up at his house and asked his mum to let him know I stopped by and to give him my number. LOL.
Oh, God, no.
I don't think it's the same lady.
Okay.
She looked at me like, who the hell is this random American chick on my doorstep? But she said she'd pass it along, and sure enough, half an hour later, I got a call from an unknown number. We finally connect, and he was mad impressed I did all that to get laid. LOL. And in the end, it was very worth it. Some of the best sex I've ever had.
Yeah, his mum was a right looker. Oh, God. Is this going to be what counsels us, Jordan? Are we saying some bad stuff?
I mean, I feel like I'm not.
Oh, just me then.
Just you. A couple of last ones for you. Penultimate one. And they actually preface this by saying, this is a bit messed up. And I think I agree. See what you think.
Can't wait.
A friend of mine made an elaborate plan to sleep with the person they were having a crush on / was in love with. They were already in a long-distance relationship and were sleeping with someone else from the college. That's immediately not great.
Yeah, what a wanker.
Yeah, not a very nice person already.
Well, apparently not a wanker, you know, shitting loads of people.
Yeah, don't need to. My friend came to know about this and they were frustrated.
Sexually.
Possibly. So they made an elaborate plan to become a very good friend and then pretended they had a terminal illness.
No.
And became more close with them. Okay, so bad. And then made them stop talking with the person they were sleeping with and then slept with them themselves.
Jail.
This
that person
continued.
needs to go to jail.
It's so bad.
Manipulative, lying, horrible purple person.
This continued until the long-distance relationship stopped. During one drunken night, they were explaining this all to me in great detail, and I was so disgusted. I stopped talking to my friend after that.
Good.
Yeah. All's well that ends well.
I honestly thought you were going to say something like, I was so disgusted, so I pretended I had a terminal illness. Just to make them know how it feels.
Yeah, not nice at all. But again, this is proving the point that some people go to just to get laid, Iain.
Oh, absolutely.
And finally, I will leave you with my favourite. It's very light-hearted, but I love it.
Nice.
So remember, the question is, Iain, what is the most extreme thing you've done to get laid? And they answer, tried League of Legends.
What?
And then listen to him explain the lore of his Warhammer miniatures that he paints in his spare time.
Okay, right, again. This person must be something special.
I guess so. See, it kind of makes me really sad that they would want to sleep with someone that they are just not invested in.
Yeah, not interested in at all.
Absolutely. Like, this guy wants to, play League of Legends and then paint Warhammer miniatures and stuff.
Yeah.
Because surely you'd want a guy like that rather than the guy who's dating 20 other people behind your back because they're always out.
Exactly.
You would think.
Or maybe this guy just wants to play his League of Legends. Maybe he doesn't want your sweaty body writhing on top of him.
Possibly. Or maybe he wants to play League of Legends simultaneously.
Bit of both at the same time.
Yeah, just rest it on the small of the back.
Best field ever. Smash him.
So, yes, there you have it, Ian. And, of course, I should probably clarify, if you have your own elaborate plans to get laid from the past, please do share, because we'd love to hear it.
Please tell us. Yeah, that'd be great. But I hope you're going to even this out, Jordan. I hope you've got the guys coming up next week.
Next Valentines.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, got to wait a whole year for part 2.
Oh, it's worth the wait.
Because I've read them, and they're f***ing mental.
Oh, so there you have it.
Very nice. Thank you very much for that, Jordan. Happy Valentine's Day to all you loved up lovers out there. Try not to do anything too crazy just to get a little bit of pokey fun time.
Yeah, and don't go around stalking people. That's just odd.
Yeah, or faking illnesses or being conniving.
Exactly. Just be lovely people.
Yeah. I mean, you know, at the very least, you literally could just say to someone, you want to fuck?
You could.
You know, it's that simple.
Absolutely.
2 words, and you're going to get your answer, rather than going around all these roundabouts, just trying to make someone. I'm going off on a tangent now. I'll shut up.
You are.
I'll shut up, and I'll say thanks, Jordan, for that fantastic segment.
You're very welcome.
It was beautiful. So, with that fun time out of the way, Jordan, does that about bring us around to the end of today's episode?
I think it better do.
Nice. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Tell your friend that they have good taste in podcasts. So maybe try this one, but not this week's episode. There's probably a fair amount in there you should probably just steer them clear of. There's a few in mind. Episode 22, this one, all the evil ones, you know, where I spoke about people going missing and shit like that.
To be fair, there's only like 1 or 2 left over.
There's only a handful in there that you should probably point them to.
Yeah.
Like, get back to me. I'll let you know next week.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Do you want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want to come up with an elaborate plan to your friend? Click the link.
Want to upgrade your car for £30 a month? Click the link.
And when you click that link, you will be blasted off to our favourite place, Patreon, the home of all your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including pin badges, shout-outs, t-shirts, and if you really can't get enough of our fantastic tales and sexy voices, well, now you can get more, because we release bonus episodes on the last Friday of every single month. How many are there right now, Jordan? Is there 19?
There are 19, Ian.
19 whole fucking extra episodes just sitting there waiting for you to go and have a little gobble up of all that extra audio goodness, and all that is available right now, starting with those bonus episodes for just £3.
What a bargain. So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your clicking pleasure.
But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5-star rating and review in your podcast app of choice would be the best, freest, and most grateful way for you to do that for us, and we would be forever thankful.
Forever.
But on that note, thanks for listening. Y'all have an amazing week, and we will see you next Monday.
Bikini!
Oh, by the way, the other day, right, I am adamant, absolutely 100% sure I heard a little girl laugh in my living room.
Oh, God.
It felt like, you know, if I had to pinpoint where the sound came from, based on where I was sat, it was like 3 foot away from me, behind my sofa. And the sofa's against the wall. So, like, between the wall and the sofa.
Oh.
It was really strange. But it was kind of a good thing, because that sort of thing has always absolutely terrified me. Like the thought of hearing giggling or laughter in the room that you're in at the time.
Yeah.
But it happened, you know, I've experienced it now, and I didn't give a fuck. I was just like, oh, okay, that's cool, the end.
And then you forgot that you accidentally picked up the wrong child from nursery.
Yeah, I was like, where's all the karate chopping and all the things being broken around the house? Oh, it's the wrong child.
Like, even the toddler was like, look at this fucking idiot.
Look at this fat prick. Great.
Oh, love it. How creepy and horrible, though.
Yeah, well, you know, it's just one of those things, and I'm over it, so just thought I'd let you know.
Surveillance needs to be a thing.
Get it on, mate. I've told you. If you're happy to pay and install, then fucking go for it.
I absolutely would, that's the thing.
But I've just bought a new car, so I can't.
No, it's all right. It's only 30 quid a month extra.
Which you're saving in because of the insurance.
Absolutely. It cancels each other out at the end of the day.
Oh, nice one, mate.
And it doesn't even require MOT yet.
Fuck me. That's amazing.
All right.
I'll be over in a minute. Cameras and lube in hand.
Oh, God.
Anyway, Jordan, to the stories. Picture this. It's April 18th, 1960.